Hi guys, and welcome back. In this video I'm going to be talking to you about the basic tools that I think every apprentice carpenter should be showing up with. Now this isn't going to be power tools, this is going to be mainly hand tools. As you can see from the bench here, I've got a load of tools laid out in front of me. I'm just going to run you through what I think you should get and what you think you should spend money on and what I think you can cheap out a little bit on. There's some tools that, yeah, it doesn't make sense to go with cheaper tools, but then others doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to start randomly picking some tools here and talk you through what they are. So I'd probably start off with a hammer. Really, to be honest, that's a good place to start. This is going to be your main tool, really, quite a lot of them. You can go cheap with it, or you can go really expensive. I'd recommend going for something like this, an Estwing. These are about 30 to 35, 40 pounds, somewhere around there. It's a lifetime tool. You're never gonna have to replace this. This will last you forever. You're never gonna break it, you're never gonna bend it. Some people go for a straight claw, I prefer a curved claw. Yet again, this is a 20 ounce, which I'd recommend going for over a 16 ounce. It might feel a bit heavy when you first start out, but you'll soon get used to it really, really quickly. Moving on from there, probably your saw is the best place to go from there. Cheap and cheerful, these are 2 for £10 in B&Q's. Spear and Jackson Predator saws, you can't go wrong with one of them. Moving on from there, I'd probably say your pencils. Now, it's really, really frustrating when your apprentice turns up without a pencil. Anyone will tell you, you know, always turn up with a pencil. I normally carry 2. I sharpen both of them in the morning. That normally sees me throughout the day. 9 times out of 10 you're going to snap one, and it's just handy to have the other one sharp, because no one wants to be like holding a sheet of plasterboard up waiting for you to mark something and you're sitting there sharpening your pencil. Have 2 ready to go, you can't go wrong. Moving on from there is probably a knife. Now I've got 2 different types here. I carry this folding Bessie knife. I really, really like it, but yeah, again, this is a £35 knife. Something like this, a Draper traditional Stanley knife, you can't really go wrong with that. It's so robust, like it's basically bomb proof. You're not going to break that. These are about £1.50 to £2. So toss up what you want to do. I prefer this because I clip it in my pocket. I have this on me all day. You know, I get out of the van, I put it in my pocket. I put it away at the end of the day. You know, it's one of my mainly used tools. Moving on from there is your tape measure. Yet again, doesn't have to be anything fancy. These are 2 for £10, I think, at a Screwfix. So good tape measure, 8 metre long. I wouldn't really go for shorter than that. These 5 metre tapes are great in your pocket, but I normally find you're maxing out at 5 metres all the time. So good 8 metre tape measure, it's a good place to go. Moving on from there, we'll probably go on to squares. Now there's 2 different types. This is what I tend to carry on me, but then if I'm first fixing or framing, I'll go for a speed square. A lot of American carpenters use these all the time. I tend to use it for framing, or it's good for, you can run your skill saw along the side, so that's quite handy to have. Yeah, again, the combination square's good. You can do your 90, 45, and then you can actually set this to a dimension, and you can run a pencil down the side of it to do markings. Really handy square to have. Moving on from there is a good ruler. Not an everyday tool that you're going to use, but it's handy to have a good ruler. Stainless steel one, it's not going to rust, you're not going to break it, you're not going to bend it. Handy to have. Sliding bevel, it's a must have. You'll find nothing's ever 90, nothing is ever 45 degrees. So having a good bevel, longer one's better, I think. Yeah, just to set your angles. Like I say, nothing's ever going to be 90 degrees, so having a bevel to find them out is perfect. Screwdriver. Now we're getting back to cheap tools here. This is about £3 this. You can't go wrong. You're not going to use it all day long, so I don't think it's worth spending a lot of money on one. Interchangeable pieces. I didn't even know that I had a magnet in the end. I literally bought that on the way home for this video. Yeah, interchangeable pieces, so you know there's basically a full screwdriver set there, so you can't go wrong with that. Jab saw, really good for when you're doing plasterboarding. You know, if you're first framing out a house, you're going to be doing a lot of plasterboarding. It tends to be the carpenter's job, so good jab saw for cutting out your sockets and bits and pieces like that. You can't go wrong. It's a given. Safety goggles. I'm guilty, and probably all the other carpenters are probably guilty of not wearing these enough. You might look like a bit of a prat with them on, but you know, they're handy to have. Nail punch, even though we use like Paslow nail guns and that now, they don't always fire the pins in enough, so having a decent nail punch is always handy to have, just to sink them pins in the last little bit. Clamp, speed clamps, these are great. Yet again, they're not, you know, they're not the cheapest, they're not the most expensive. I wouldn't recommend going for cheap ones. They sort of slip and slide on you, so I found these are really good. I use these all the time. I'd recommend having at least 2. I mean, you're going to find that you're never going to have enough of these, but at least 2. If you're doing kitchen units or anything, you know, you're always going to want 2. You're never going to use 1 clamp. So yeah, have a pair of them. I think these are about £15 each, something like that. Next on, a block plane. Not a massively used tool these days, but it's one of them tools that when you need it, you've got it, and nothing else will do the job, so that's worth having. Now, a lot of people use little cat's paw crowbars. I tend to use a little miniature crowbar. I prefer this, and it's got a nail puller on the end as well, so you can sink in and pull nails. I just find this is a lot better to carry a little crowbar rather than a little nail puller or a cat's paw. Right, next we're going to move into some chisels. Now, you're never going to have enough of these. I wouldn't cheap out on these, to be honest. You want to be around about the £30–40 mark for a set of 4. If you want to go to a set of 6, you want to be about the £60 mark, somewhere around there. Get yourself a decent set. It's not worth having cheap ones. You are going to need to have a rubbish chisel as well. Normally a 1-inch rubbish chisel that you can use for bashing stuff out. That goes alongside with the crowbar. But yeah, decent set of chisels. You can't go wrong. With that, a sharpening stone. Now this is just a cheap one. I've got a pair of Easy Laps that I love, but yet again they're £100 per stone. I think these are about 15 quid. Have a look in like Axminster or Amazon or somewhere like that. Just get yourself a sharpening stone so you can look after that block plane and them chisels. Coping saw. Not a massively used tool, but when you're doing skirtings and bits and pieces like that, you've got to scribe your skirtings. Coping saw is a brilliant tool for it. Yet again, we're not going into power tools, but most of the time I use a jigsaw for doing it now. But talking about power tool, hand tool, sorry, coping saw is the only tool that's going to work for you. Last but not least, a good spirit level. I wouldn't cheap out on your spirit level. Get something decent. This is a Stanley Max 4 foot level. Yeah, I wouldn't cheap out. 4 foot's about where you want to be to start off with. You can go smaller, you can get 2 foot levels. I find they're a little bit too small for doing most things, but then they're handy when you need them. The little boat levels or torpedo levels, I don't use one. I can't remember the last time. I've got 2 or 3 on the van. Can't remember the last time I got them out. 6 foot level. You are going to need to get a good 6 foot level, but to start off with, I would go for a 4 foot level. You can't go wrong. These run about £70 to £100, somewhere around there. Spend the money, get a good one. Don't get a cheap one. Yeah, moving on from that, you're going to need a tool belt. especially if you're framing. Tool belt's a must. You'll find 90% of them tools that I've got down there will live in one of these. You're going to want to make sure that you get a good, decent pocket to put your phone in, because it's going to live in there. You're going to get out your car or van in the morning, you're going to put your phone in there and you're going to leave it there till tea break. So make sure there's a good slot for it. Also, the little hammer hoops that come with these, I don't like using them. So get yourself a proper hammer hoop to go on your tool belt. And then you're going to want some sort of bag or box to put all of this in. Now, I'm a toolbox guy. I prefer my toolboxes. But a lot of people prefer like tool totes. I'll put a picture here somewhere of a tool tote that I recommend getting. But that's it, guys. That's what I would recommend getting if you're going to be an apprentice carpenter. I'm going to put links down below to all of these tools so you can find them down there. All in, you're probably looking about £400, somewhere in that region. I mean, obviously you can spend a hell of a lot more, but you can spend a hell of a lot cheaper. But yeah, just with all of these tools, I'd try and buy the best that you can, because they are going to last you for a lifetime. It's not a hobby, you know, it's your career, it's going to earn you money. Ultimately, if you buy cheap tools, you're just going to keep on replacing them. So try and buy the best you can, but don't have to break the bank just yet. But that's it, guys. I'm going to leave you there. I want to thank you for watching. You want to see more of this kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. You'll be up to date with all of my videos. And yeah, just for you apprentices out there, stick with it. Don't have an attitude, you know, and always bring a pencil. See you on the next one. Cheers.